We need to talk about Manny Machado's malicious and violent attack of Dave Roberts during Game 2. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm joking. This became a storyline yesterday during the workout in San Diego. During Game 2, at the end of an inning, I believe it was the 5th or the 6th inning, after Machado and Jack Flaherty were jawing, Machado got the ball back to him during the throw around, like when they were taking grounders in the infield between innings, and he kind of chucks it towards the Dodgers dugout near where Dave Roberts is standing. It is common for players to roll balls into dugouts, both their own and opposing ones. Machado definitely put a little bit of extra sauce on this, it seems. There is video of it online. I never, or no one ever would have noticed it unless Dave Roberts had said something or it had been, brought up. No one noticed it, I guess, during the moment, really. Including Dave Roberts, who, when you watch the video back, and he admitted this, when you watch the video back, he doesn't notice it. Still, his quote from the media day yesterday kind of turned this into something of a story.
So, first of all, it seems like that this video is part of why Flaherty was still yelling afterwards.
Yes.
Of course, when we recapped that. But again, this video, which the one I see was tweeted by Annie Heilbrunn, who's one of the reporters in San Diego. The video is very interesting. So it's kind of disjointed, just the angles that you see, but you see kind of a high home angle of Machado throwing the ball towards the dugout. And then you see a shot that's kind of across the field where you see the ball come across the screen very quickly. And then you see a shot of the Dodgers dugout, again, basically from directly, imagine you're sitting in the other dugout. You're sitting in the first base dugout and you're looking across at the third base dugout, which is where the Dodgers are. And you can see Dave Roberts standing kind of right along the opening of the dugout, as well as Teoscar Hernandez and I believe Bob Guerin, and I think that's Danny Lehman, the Dodgers bench coach. And you see the ball, this is right before Shohei Ohtani's going to bat, and you see the ball kind of carom off the front of the dugout. And Dave Roberts does not look up, does not flinch. But Teoscar Hernandez kind of steps up on the steps and starts gesturing towards Machado as if to suggest, like, what the hell? Why'd you just throw that towards us? And then Roberts looks up and realizes what has happened, and he starts kind of reacting in the same way. Here's what Roberts said about this. It was unsettling. Obviously, I have a relationship with Manny from years past. There was intent behind it. It didn't almost hit me because there was a net, and that was very bothersome. If it was intended at me, I would be it's pretty disrespectful. So I don't know his intent. I don't want to speak for him, but I did see the video, and the ball was directed at me with something behind it, but I don't know what led to that. Again, if that sounds confusing, it's because it is. He says there was intent behind it, and then he says if there was intent behind it, whatever. The point is, Dave Roberts is irked by this, and apparently MLB is maybe investigating this, whatever, watching this video and trying to determine if Manny Machado did something terrible here. Listen.
I think this is so funny. Yeah, I think this whole thing is so funny because, okay, should you throw baseballs at people? Obviously not. This was the problem in the stands yesterday, right? Or in Game 2. Manny Machado, a person who once threw a baseball bat at someone else during a swing, who has done juvenile and immature acts throughout his career. Is there a chance that he threw this ball towards Dave Roberts with the intention of unsettling Dave Roberts? Certainly possible, right? The Dodgers choosing to make this a story feels very odd to me. Let's say Manny did this, right? By bringing it up and talking about it, all you're doing is making yourself, like, you're just kind of almost victimizing yourself here and like giving. It's just very odd to me that they kind of brought this out.
I mean, Dave Roberts is no stranger to, we were just talking about with Jazz. Dave Roberts will also just tell you what he's thinking.
He'll say stuff.
He's just he'll come out and say, I mean, that's been true for a long time, which we appreciate as people who our job is to listen to these people and interpret it. At the same time, this specific case is very strange. I'm choosing to believe that, yeah, Machado, again, amidst all this stuff, probably threw the ball back harder towards the dugout. But again, that's something he does every game. and it happened to go towards Dave Roberts, and it happened to be at a higher velocity, and then they happened to make something of it. But the Dodgers' choice to really, really escalate this when truly none of us would have noticed is very strange, because this is quite the accusation. Like, this is something that, but when you watch the video, it's like, it's hard to take it that seriously. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want people throwing baseballs hard in any direction, whether it's during a pitch or whether it's in this very unique situation that we never would have thought of as being potentially hostile. But I don't know. This is just a very odd way for the Dodgers to handle this. I think that is really the only takeaway we can have.
Totally agree.
More interesting.
Series.
Yeah,
listen, it's interesting.
I won't be thinking about this when the game starts tonight, to be honest, because this is a 1-1 series and I get to watch Michael King pitch again. And what is Walker Buehler going to be? Like, there is plenty. We did not need this to make this series more interesting, because it's 1-1 and we're going back to San Diego.
Dave Roberts did hit the nail on the head with something yesterday, and I think it's pretty instructive. Quote, clearly that team over there, they like the villain type kind of role and they feed off that. You know what, Dave Roberts? You're the Dodgers. You should be the villain role. That you know what I mean? Like,
this is, again, people were rolling their eyes when the Dodgers were like, actually, are we the underdogs? It's like, no, you're not.
You're the
and
Dodgers.
Guess what? The Padres aren't the underdogs either. It's okay. You don't have to have underdogs and everything. Like, you both have very, very talented and wealthy baseball players are on both of your teams, right? That's what this is. That is great. That is very entertaining. You are not an underdog. And are the Padres villains? Also no. Like, that's not what any of this is.
Sometimes Goliath fights another big guy. Okay?
Right.
It's fine. And no one wants to be the favorite ever, right?
I know.
Like, all
it's
these
that
teams.
Simple.
This is something I like a little bit about the Yankees thing.
Except Jazz, I was going to say.
Jazz,
he's like, this is great.
Be the villain, right? Be the villain. And the Dodgers should lean into that. And I love that Roberts is just so close to seeing it, but can't quite get there. Buehler against King in game 3. Petco's going to be rocking. Like, that'll be great.